Hello, vinyl community. It is Doodah Dave, and it's a sad video that we got tonight because one of the greats passed away, Mr. Dickey Betts. So I thought I would run through a little of my Dickey Betts vinyl and just see where we go. I haven't really prepared this. It's a little late at night on the 18th of April 2024, and let's dig in and see where it leads, shall we? I want to thank you all for watching, and please subscribe and all that good stuff. Make comments, hit the bell notification. Kind of hard to concentrate on that stuff. This was in the beginning. There was the beginning, and there was beginnings. This, of course, was the first two Allman Brothers albums in 1969. Was Allman Brothers, and 1970 was Idlewild South, named after their farm down in Macon, Georgia, which was their home. This is the band, and Dickey's over here with the Les Paul. You got Barry Oakley, J-Mo, Butch, the drummers, Butch Trucks, of course the great Duane Allman on the other guitar, and lead vocals and organ. Keys was Greg Allman. This is just a fine double record set on Atlantic. I'll show you the inside. This was prior to the famous extra sleeve in here. That's never have too many sleeves. It just has writing on the inside. You got that, and then the shot from the Fillmore on the cover. This was released after the Fillmore East album to kind of capitalize on that in '73. Don't Want You No More, It's Not My Cross to Bear, Black Hearted Woman, Trouble No More. It sees the first Dickey Betts composition, which was the beginning, the lead off track on Idlewild South, Revival, and of course In Memory of Elizabeth Reed was also on that album on the same side. I'm a little emotional about it. I saw Dickey starting in '73 with the Grateful Dead, that I've talked about many times, probably on here, and anybody that cares to listen, here's Fillmore East. Of course, the famous one that they really broke out on, the Roadies, the famous taken in front of, looks like the wall of Fillmore East, but it's actually the wall in Macon. Duane having copped the cocaine, I read it was, supposedly, why they're all cracking up. And, 73 at the RFK Stadium. Here's shots of the band and the Fillmore East. Dickey's there in the middle. And this has the live version, of course, of In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. And he gave writing credits, I believe, on Hot Atlanta. Yeah, the whole band did, which is a nice two instrumentals. And then the rest were blues, mostly covers on the first side, starting off with Statesboro Blues. Most people know this album, and of course it's the treasure. It's the one with the Allman Brothers. Fragile Allman Brothers, yeah, fragile indeed. Of the original band members, the only one who's left is J-Mo. Everybody else has passed away, which is pretty sad. So, the '73, that was the Brothers and Sisters tour, which we'll get to in a minute, and I'll talk about that. And I saw them 4 times with that band, through 3 times in '73 and once in '74. This is the great Eat a Peach album. I was listening to this right before going on. Has a really nice gatefold. This is a guy named James Flournoy Holmes, used to do these for a lot of the Southern rock bands. This really nice drawing, pretty. This is a bit of a used copy. It's a little worn out, so the seams are split on it. I gotta repair them. Sorry about that. And then you got the back with the Eat a Peach for Peace. And this had, of course, the first Dickey Betts without Duane Allman that we had heard, starting off with Ain't Wasting Time No More, song about Duane's passing. Duane passed away with the motorcycle accident in 71, right a couple of months after the release of the Fillmore album. And then Barry Oakley's on all the tracks. This was dedicated to Barry. This was dedicated to Duane. It was Brothers and Sisters that was dedicated to Barry. Like I said, it was a long week. Le Bray in A minor, which is the Brothers in A minor, and A minor being like AM. I always thought like Allman. And then Duane is on the Mountain Jam, the live cuts, One Way Out, Trouble No More, which are outstanding. Of course, Blue Sky, which is another Dickey penned original. The only Le Bray, actually he wrote Le Bray in A minor. I forgot that because that was an instrumental that was without Duane. And I think it was also supposed to be the Brothers without Duane. That's what that was. Melissa, which was evidently Duane's favorite song that they cut with Dickey doing the lead on that. That sounds very slidey. And the Mountain Jam I mentioned, and Stand Back, which I love, which is both the double guitars. That was a studio cut. I think that was Stand Back and Blue Sky, of course, were the only two studio cuts on Eat a Peach that had both the double guitars. The rest dedicated to a brother, yeah, which was Duane on this one. Great album, probably my favorite Allman Brothers album. It's the one that was new when I first started getting into them. Fillmore East had been out, and the first two albums, this was number 4, and it's just, it's outstanding. I love it. It was pretty radical back then to do live albums and studio albums, and they did that. They mixed Duane in, they had without Duane. It just covers the waterfront, and the mournfulness of his passing kind of propelled the band to really have some of their greatest performances, both in the studio and live on that. The great Brothers and Sisters, many consider the greatest Allman Brothers album, certainly sold the most. Ramblin Man being the big hit from this. I always felt like the Almonds put the family in the middle and took a nod from music from Big Pink, where they put next of kin and put all their family in the middle. We forget that these guys had families. They had wives, they had kids. They were just like you and me in many, many ways. And I think this is Butch's son, I think. And this is, I think, Barry's daughter. I may have that wrong. Yeah, here's Dickey. I'll show you a picture of Dickey in circa 73. Usually with a cigarette or a beer in his hand. God bless. I got him there, yeah, in the jean jacket. And the rest of the band and the roadies and the mamas and the papas and the kiddies and all that. Great album, fantastic album. What can I say about Brothers and Sisters, from Wasted Words through to Pony Boy, Southbound, everything became, Come and Go Blues became concert staples throughout the Allman Brothers career after this, from 73 on. And this is when I saw them, when they were touring this album with the Grateful Dead for 2 nights down at RFK, the lead up to Watkins Glen. Doug Somm opened on Sunday and Wet Willie opened on Saturday. The Almonds headlined on Saturday, and I would say of the 4 sets of the Almonds and the Dead, my favorite was probably that Saturday night with the Almonds, leading off with Wasted Words. It was with Greg on guitar. It was, and Dickey on guitar, of course, too. That was one of the few songs. That and Melissa were one of the few where Greg strapped on the guitar. So here's Win, Lose, or Draw. This is a much maligned album, I think. Came out 75, 75, right? I think I put this in my 74 and somebody corrected me and I couldn't remember Barry Oakley's name. So I remember that. Really nice cover with the playing card motif, and then you've got the chips on the inside, a whole gambling thing. And there's some nice, really nice High Falls is on here, which is a great Dickey instrumental. We are talking about Richie, Just Another Love Song. That's okay. And I like he does Sweet Mama, the Billy Joe Shaver, and Louisiana Lou and 3-card Monty John. That's one of my favorites on here. They do the Muddy Waters, Can't Lose What You Never Had, so you got your blues. And it was basically the same band with Chuck Leavell and Lamar that they had added with on the Brothers and Sisters album. Chuck Leavell, who now plays with the Rolling Stones and will be in MetLife with the Stones next month. Hope you're going, Tony. It's my friend Tony's big Stones fan. Shout out to him, and shout out to all my friends in the vinyl community. I know a lot of people are probably grieving tonight. I picked this one up most recently. This is my most recent vinyl, I think. And another one kind of neglected, Wipe the Windows, Check the Oil, Dollar Gas. This was the Bill Graham tour that they did of 73 and 74, and there's a couple cuts from 75. And everything's pretty much on here that I just mentioned from the last two albums, including Don't Want You No More, It's Not My Cross to Bear, which was the opener on the first album. And this is same band, Chuck Leavell and Lamar, Dickey on the lead, doing all the guitars, and the two drummers. Really, really nice. You can really feel the Bill Graham does the intro, the Bill Graham feel to this. And again, lovely artwork on the outside, and the band, you know, really starting to be stars. If anybody see Almost Famous, the band Sweetwater in there, the lead guy, I forgot the character's name, but Billy Crudup plays him, is based on Dickey Betts. All right, moving right along. This is another neglected album. These late 70s albums, the Almonds, got a lot of criticism. This one changed hands. Dickey was on it, of course, and they had a second guitarist, Dangerous Dan Toller, David Rook Goldflies on bass, and Butch and J-Mo and Greg, of course, on. I like this Enlightened Rogues album. It has Bonnie Bramlett sings on the one cover, Crazy Love, and there's a Dickey instrumental, Pegasus, on here. And the rest, it's good Southern blues. I got no problem with it. The band at the time, there they are. There's Dickey on the end. Shaved his mustache. That's rare. And Greg and Goldfly. That was pre Warren Haynes. Another beautiful. You know, the Almonds always did great artwork. Stained glass window. So now we get into solo stuff. I kind of stopped my Almonds. I could do an Almonds part 2, but that's all the vinyl I have. But this was a classic. The Highway Call album. I was listening to this one today. It's just fantastic. Vassar Clements, who played with Old in the Way with Jerry Garcia, of course, around the same time. 73, 74, a lot of, I would imagine, Nashville session guys here. I think part of this was cut, it was recorded in Macon, but I think they imported these guys from Nashville, Vassar's from Nashville, and John Huey, older guy. You can see some of these people. There's Dickey, he was on and then, great backup singers. Tommy Talton from the Cowboy Band was on here, that often played with the Allman Brothers, was very close with them. And Chuck Leavell, of course, he seemed to be everywhere, including Sea Level. Everything on here. Highway Call, Let Nature Sing, Handpicked is a great jam. The whole second side is just instrumental jams with Dickey and Vassar going back and forth. Long Time Gone, great pickup road song, and Dickey with the acoustic. I think that's looks like an acoustic. I think that's a dobro on it, but great album. He plays dobro on the first song. Okay, moving right along, we have, then he got a little bit more formalized with Great Southern. This was, I think, the second Great Southern album, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I guess this was the first. Dickey Betts and Great Southern. This was 77. That was 74. And it might have been a Great Southern before this. This is called Great Southern. And this had, you know, a lot of the same people on it. There's Dickey, mustache is back, and David Goldfly's, not David Goldfly's, Dangerous Dan Toller was the second guitarist on this, kind of a very late 70s looking. There's Dickey with a fish. He loved to fish. He loved to hunt. He lived down in Florida. Yeah, will be sorely, sorely missed. A lot of great shots. Dickey with the family. Dangerous Dan Toller, Ken Tibbetts, electric bass, Tom Broom, keyboards, Jerry Thompson, drums, Donnie Charbonneau on drums. He kept the double drums. The last time I saw Dickey was over at the Tarrytown Music Hall. Shout out to the new Music Hall shop over there, where there's some great records. If you're in the Westchester area, go check it out. It's fantastic. I buy a lot of my vinyl there. And yeah, Great Southern. I believe I got this one actually out at Amoeba in LA. Great Southern. Later on, it was the Dickey Betts Band. I was listening to them as well too. So a couple of cameos while I wrap up here. The great Charlie Daniels Band. A couple of shout outs to Dickey on here. Of course, the South's going to do it again. They mentioned Richard Betts on that old red guitar. I'm sure a lot of people probably know that. And then Dickey does a guest shot on here where Richard Betts, Dobro on Long Haired Country Boy, courtesy of Capricorn Records. So I don't know if they have a picture of Dickey on here, but no, it's mostly Charlie and the guys. But they were sure red hot. I saw them with the Almonds in '74 at the old Roosevelt Stadium. Charlie Daniels Band. And another Southern rock staple, we got Marshall Tucker Band, one of my favorite Marshall Tucker Band albums, and I have, I think, 4 of them on vinyl. This is the last one I have, Searching for a Rainbow, has Dickey on the title cut, Searching for a Rainbow. Really great stuff with Dickey on there, playing with the Tucker Band. So that's my Dickey Betts tribute. Kind of emotional, choked up thinking about it. Yeah, I saw him at the Tarrytown Music Hall. The other show I saw in '73, besides those in '74, was out at the New Jersey Speedway, New Jersey State Fairgrounds. And I just remember the Jessica just went on and on and on. It was just amazing. Just kept building higher and higher and higher. It was, and I was probably, it seemed like I was a half mile from the stage, and the sound was just clear as a bell. Really, really amazing. I mean, they could really deliver in those days. I saw them many times with Dickey, of course, at the Beacon runs. He left the band in 2000, as many people know, went solo. He put out a couple of albums, live albums and stuff after that. Not too much studio stuff. And big shout out to his family. I mean, Dwayne Betts is ripping it up. The Allman Betts Band is going to be over at the Tarrytown Music Hall. And they're great. Of course, Devin Allman, Greg Allman's son, Dwayne Betts, Dickey Betts' son. That's about as close DNA as you can get to the Almonds as there is. The Allman Brothers Band, they're going to live on. God bless, rest in peace. Dickey, I know you're up there jamming that blue sky even as we talk. And we'll see you soon, guys. I may do another Allman Brothers wrap up. And I have a couple of other things I want to get back into doing. At least one. I'd love to be able to do two content a day. I work in mental health, as some of you may know, so it's been pretty hectic and taken a lot of my time. So, and I've been really working on my collection, cleaning my records, organizing them, and my Discog. So that's kind of where I've been in vinyl community. I've been here, but not online. Have a great night. Keep spinning. Thanks for all your support and great comments. If you have any other stories about the Almonds, about Dickey, please leave them. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.